Good evening. It's Thursday, October 6th, 2022. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your daily source for news and politics. I'm RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, asshole. What separates our show from other Millennial news podcasts?
Nope, nothing.
We're back on the air.
We have a boomer, and not just any boomer. We have Mr. BoomerRex himself.
All right. Good
You
evening.
too eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm still learning. That's three unique perspectives we share along with the facts from our literal round table. It's been a quiet day, so let's just dig right into our headlines. The moon formed how fast?
So, since the mid-70s, the astronomers have thought that the moon could have been formed by a collision between Earth and an ancient Mars-sized protoplanet named Theia. Colossal impact would have created an enormous debris field, which then took thousands of years to condense into the moon. Okay, great. But we have bigger computers now. And one of the things about modeling events like that is how good's your resolution? You got 1 million particles, you got 500 million particles, you got...
Push it back just a smidge.
Okay. So anyway, with the new computers, we can rerun that over and over, and we can keep adding particles, right, until doubling the number of particles doesn't change the outcome. So that's what we've done. And it suggests that the moon's formation may not have been slow at all, that it may have taken place within a few hours after the original impact.
Interesting.
And I've got a video to show you after the show.
Cool.
It's gorgeous. And a really interesting idea.
Huh. All
And
right.
some of it looks so natural that you can say, yeah, that's not an unrealistic, there's a big splash. The big splash is where you get the ball that comes off that's the moon.
That make more sense.
Huh.
Yeah, if they were really, really distributed, it seems like we should have rings, not a
Yeah.
moon.
Well, and that would make sense as to why it's slowly moving out.
Anything that distributes as rings is going to have a hard time coalescing over there. So, yeah.
It's slowly moving out because the tides take energy out of the moon, and the moon therefore drifts away from us. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, let's move on. Russia keeps on Russiaing. What's going on?
Oh, God, I love watching this. So this one's going to get under Putin's skin really bad. The leaders of 44 European countries they met in Iceland. I'm sorry. Stretching from Iceland to Turkey, met Thursday. And they did not include Russia.
Oh, yeah.
So Russia has now sort of been ejected from Europe. And, what you see there is Europe stands in solidarity against the Russian invasion.
Yeah.
So again, further and further and further isolated. So I love it. You hope Putin's watching. You hope his oligarchs is watching. You hope his military's watching. Because he said some really dumb shit.
Yeah.
So want to use a nuke? Go right ahead, fucktard. See what that costs you.
Oh, no, I don't think... I had fears that he might be dumb enough to use them, but now I'm thinking maybe not. He's just like Trump, and he has to shout something crazy to get attention.
Oh,
That's all it is.
and the other folks who didn't get invited? Belarus.
Good. Freeze them out.
So, yeah, that might wake them up too.
Nice.
We'll see.
Okay, more good news for central bankers. What's...
Oh, no. We've got more Pooty Boy and friends.
Oh, sorry.
There's been a huge outbreak of Russian military leaders falling out windows or shooting themselves. So on Thursday, Defense Manager Sergei Shoigu was encouraged by his own team to shoot himself. So anyway, 67, no military background at all. He's been one of Pooty Boy's sidekicks since the beginning. And again, you could say if this was an officer, you hand him a pistol and say, do the right thing. But he's never been an officer, so what the fuck?
Yep.
You figure fourth floor window. Anyway.
Fine by me.
The next up is apparently the ethnic minority populations have realized that Vladimir Putin's trying to kill them off by sending them to Ukraine and, doing exemptions for other, more Russian looking. And so the regional capital, they've got demonstrations shouting no to war, no to genocide. And that second one reflects the concern that Moscow is disproportionately targeting ethnic minorities and people from Russia's poorest regions to draft and send to Ukraine
Wow.
with no medical kits and telling them you put tampons in
Yep.
bullet wounds.
And it's who's got the biggest security enforcement wing, so least likely to have big-timey riots.
So we'll see.
Yeah, no.
But again, whatever solidarity Russia used to have, Pootie Boy's busy evaporating. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this just doesn't look good from
Six
any
tempered.
angle.
Yeah, 600 is stupid. No, fuck them.
Yep, over and over again.
Yep.
Now we can go on to more good news for central bankers.
All right. Sounds good to me.
What horrible new thing is coming that central bankers are enjoying? Where did those windows go?
So anyway, the C-suite is now talking about the looming recession and how there's going to be layoffs and so on. And this, of course, is exactly what they want, right? Get the working folks back in line. 9 of 10 CEOs believe a recession will arrive.
Yeah, this is that.
Half of the CEOs say they're considering workforce reduction. Obviously, the work from home crowd are going to be the first to get ditched. So anyway, exactly what the central bank wanted was to put the fear of God in everybody and get the working folks back on their knees. We say, the working folks are the cause of the inflation. Yeah, except that the increases in wages fall 3% below the increase in inflation. So they've actually taken a pay cut. Fuck all y'all assholes.
Yeah.
Hey, Democrats, you want to do something? Wake the fuck up and do something.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Because otherwise, self-organized, it'll just be they stop buying extra things. And I don't know if you can ever get the economy running again, if that's what happens. Right, most of the internet couldn't take a big American tilt towards the efficient.
Agreed. All right, let's move on to Just Fuck 'em immunity.
So, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has now been appointed as prime minister, and he believes that qualifies him for immunity from lawsuits in U.S. courts. Fucking.
Sure.
So,
That's fine.
let it go to court,
Fine.
get a settlement, and then go take something of Saudi Arabia's.
That's absolutely what I was thinking. I was not thinking, let's find out whether or not an American man bad can find your shit. You explained to the missile about jurisdiction, buddy.
Yeah.
Yell real loud. Missiles, they fucking deaf as a post. I don't know why.
I saw a great joke today. Guy from the Drug Enforcement Administration goes out to a little farm, and the owner of the farm takes him all around, shows him that she's not growing anything she's not supposed to be growing, etc., etc. And they finally come to this field, and she said, "No, don't go in the field." And he said, "What the fuck do you mean, don't go in the field?" Holds up his badge, said, "I'm a drug enforcement agency. I go anywhere I fucking want to." She said, "Fine." So he wanders out in the field and encounters a very large and very, very angry bull.
Yeah.
And as the bull is chasing him and about to catch him and gore the shit out of him, she shouts over the fence, "Show him your badge." So, anyway.
Yep. No,
That's a good one.
the Saudis are another one, right? We should, right? They got this OPEC price cut. We should look for ways to fuck with the Saudis, right? Their next weapons shipment should be well delayed.
Yeah.
If not,
New security review.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why is this different than the last one? Oh, there's some stuff you're not allowed. We only sell that to our super best friends.
Yeah.
You decide
The ones that pump oil.
Yeah, everybody's got to do their part, right? Your part is pumping oil. Fuck them. This is on the list of people we shouldn't be cooperating with anyway, and it's not like the Saudis are a particularly nice goddamn country.
All right, what the actual fuck?
Gotta love it. You know, just when you're so sick of tourists, you can't think of anything else to do. And I promise you, the Europeans are sick of fucking tourists. So there's this merchant who was in the Museo Chiaramonte, which is part of the Vatican museums, around lunchtime. Space holds about 1,000 artworks. It's the best collection of Roman portraits on Earth.
998 now.
Yeah. So anyway, he is told, no, he can't go see the Pope. So he breaks 2 of the statues. Now, not so badly they can't be repaired and returned, etc., etc., etc. I'm thinking 7 or 8 years in an Italian prison, just about set his headspace and timing.
He did this at the Vatican, right?
Yeah.
Then he's on Vatican property.
They've already turned him
over. That's goddamn it. Why? Stocks that motherfucker.
There you go.
Well, don't hurt him, right?
Crucify him.
Nothing above the 3rd shelf of weird shit you can do to a human form book. But
yeah,
anything below thumb screws, and I'm pretty much down.
Well, and what happened was he threw the one bust, and then in his attempt to escape security, he bumped into another.
Or stiff-armed it, or I don't know. Do we have video?
No. What I'm saying is that's what was reported. Is the second one was bumped into while he was trying to escape.
Whatever, being a good American and stuff.
Or he pushed it over on his way running by or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck him.
It was part of his escape.
Italian prison. Vatican prison, if Vatican's got one. I don't think they do.
I absolutely believe there are cages on that property.
I'll bet you they've got a dungeon.
That's what I'm goddamn saying.
Okay.
If not, they have like 6 really burly guys, and they'll put you in a small room, and they'll stand them in front of the door, and if you want to get past, you got to push past them. I think they're going to beat your ever-loving ass.
These are the guys with the halberds?
Sure, if they're back from demo training with the French Foreign Legion and indoor building.
Oh, I'd use the halberds.
No, just a bunch of naked, burly fucking Swiss dudes.
Oh, okay.
You make this as big a fight as you want, buddy. Like, the big problem's gonna be not letting them give him shit. Like, here's 2 knives, then grenade.
The biggest problem is when he pisses off Brunhilde.
Right? Look, I'll give you my gun. Then you try, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, BoomerRex's About Damn Time.
One of the wonderful things about total fucking assholes is they tend to stay total fucking assholes.
Uh-oh.
And so the Daily Beast reported that Elijah Schaffer, he's that right-wing podcaster, he's a rising star on Glenn Beck's The Blaze. He was one of those who entered Pelosi's office, etc., etc., etc. He's been fired.
Why?
Well, they didn't say. They said, they were just really surprised he'd been let go and so forth. But it turns out he was fired for a sexual assault on one of the employees.
No.
Yeah, gotta love it.
Dude, bad at staying out of the Capitol buildings, bad with boundaries, you say?
Yeah.
Fucking
That's what I said. Assholes stay assholes.
Hey,
it's
now.
a permanent state.
I feel whatever. It's not my kind of assholes.
That is fair. All right, so fuck that guy. Let's move on to Dumbass of the Day. Who gets the crown?
So you've got a Texas woman who is warning parents not to watch Hocus Pocus 2.
Not to let their kids watch.
Or them. Don't let it in your house, fearing that evil spirits.
Do you think her mom was like that with the original one?
That means she watched it twice.
Anyway, she said, coming up, it would be wrong for me not to sound the alarm and to warn you to protect your children. That's right.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. They be watching bad movies up in here.
Yeah, no, my mom was like, it's a Disney movie, nobody cares. And,
She's worried about the evil creeping out of the out of the screen and into
Oh my God.
No. They use real curses in Hocus Pocus 2, and the real curses are gonna curse you because she obviously watched this movie 10 times.
Do not do this thing, but somebody should mail that chick the movie from The Ring.
Yeah.
Because, like, No, what the fuck? You can. Oh my god! Why? How are we this dumb? I mean, I know we have adults with imaginary friends, and we don't make them the object of ridicule.
Somebody should email her the movie Dogma.
Jesus, right? Yeah. No.
She'd cry.
Yeah.
No, she would aggressively cry. All right. Florida may be in trouble.
What have they done now?
So Florida has managed, for home insurance, has managed to drive off virtually all of the national vendors.
Yeah.
Allstate, which is a huge home insurer, has only 6% of the market in Florida. Combined, all the majors have about 11%. Typically, they run 96% in real estate. So, best of all, Florida has what they call an insurer of last resort, which is state-owned. And it turns out that 26% of the policies in the devastated areas were written by the state-owned entity, right, where the losses will flow right back into Florida's general accounts and have to be paid for by Florida taxpayers. But at the moment, they're paying about $4,000 a year compared to $1,500 nationally.
Turn thee, Florida, and look upon thy death. Now, that's the end for them.
Yeah, if you can't get insurance.
Yep. Well, and it's going to lead to them babbling about you need to be able to sell insurance across state lines and blah, 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 and that never works out at all. And, no, this is not a good sign. Because I thought this was going to be, they're covered by all these little small insurance companies.
That's what the rest is, right? Several of which have been found insolvent this year already.
Yeah.
Before Ian.
And since they exist only in Florida, they're going to end up as underwater as everything else.
Yep. Leaving Florida with a big fucking mess. Way to go, Florida. Locals better. Yeah, it really is.
Huh. All right. Well, that's pretty crazy.
Yep.
So let's talk about Biden pardoning all prior federal offenses of simple possession of marijuana. This was reported on CBS News. President Biden is pardoning all prior federal offenses of simple possession of marijuana, the White House announced Thursday. Although senior officials stressed to reporters that there are currently no people in federal prisons solely for the simple possession of marijuana.
That's what I kind of figured.
The president is also asking the Health and Human Services Secretary to review how marijuana is classified under federal law. Senior administration officials told reporters Thursday that more than 6,000 people with prior federal convictions for simple possession of marijuana and thousands of others convicted under Washington, D.C. law could benefit. So this could clear some people's names, right? So even though there's nobody currently in jail, people with past offenses can potentially have their names cleared. So have that erased from their record. So that's fucking awesome, and that'll save a lot of lives. So good for Biden. I'm happy about that. Also, a couple of Russians sailed to Alaska seeking asylum in the U.S.
That's got to be a pig of a row.
This was reported by BBC.com. Two Russians sail to Alaska seeking asylum in the U.S. It's written by Sam Cabral. Two Russian nationals have been detained by U.S. officials after arriving in a small boat on St. Lawrence Island in Alaska. According to two U.S. senators who represent the state, the men landed at a beach in the village of Gambell and requested asylum in the country. The Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said the duo's asylum claim was currently being processed. Thousands have fled Russia to avoid being conscripted for war in Ukraine. Gambell, home to less than 500 permanent residents, sits on the northwestern cape of St. Lawrence Island. The island is located some 36 miles from Russia's Chukchi Peninsula, meaning it's closer to Russia than it is to the Alaskan mainland. According to the local media, Gambel residents can see the Russian territory of Siberia across the sea. I can see Russia from my house. Sorry. A local town clerk told the KTUU news station that the men had sailed there from the city of Ignat in northeastern Russia, whatever. A journey of about 300 miles by sea, and have since been flown off of the island. DHS said the men came ashore in a small boat on Tuesday and have been flown to Anchorage, Alaska's largest city, for vetting and screening. So I mean, it just kind of goes on and on and on. But there's some concern that there might be more people trying to do this, and I don't think you're going to see a lot of people rowing
or whatever.
300 miles.
I think the Russians will notice if the next, get me the hell out of here.
Yeah, they're talking about,
start disappearing.
Well, we haven't seen any flotillas, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. We have to close our Alaskan borders. Oh, that'll be interesting to see how that.
Come on, Republicans, freak out about aqua caravans.
You already talked about that. We talked about that. I think that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you wanted to talk about your stuff. I used it because it was good.
No, I'm glad you used it.
Okay, cool.
It just means that I don't need to talk about it. And he talked about the Alabama policeman that now can't be sued for murdering a dude.
Yep.
Because, that's
Alabama
what we do now.
shouldn't be like that. Well, and that is, to some extent, really the takeaway on it is you can't call the fucking cops. They're not.
Well, and the worst part is this dude wasn't even on duty. He had no reason to be there. He was just a neighbor. He just showed up and shot the dude because he was scary. Seriously?
Yep.
Hey, Uvalde fired that
I saw that.
officer who moved from DHS to,
Yep.
or moved from their Department of Public Safety to the Uvalde school team. The one who was in the hallway, pistol in hand, and did nothing.
Well, that's what I saw a headline. I knew
dozens of them that were in the hallway.
She was the third person to arrive on scene and did nothing.
Yeah, that's extra bad.
Yeah.
Once you get past a squad of shitheads, I'm going to be kind of fuck off, whatever, stand third asshole to the left. You're scumbag 49 or whatever.
Yeah.
12. Once you get past number 12, you're just a fucking scumbag. It's fine. Go stand in the corner.
Yeah. All right, so you get a short one tonight. Lucky you all. That gives you more time to catch up on all of our old episodes, especially our Tucker Carlson rant breakdown. I put a lot of effort in that, so go look that up. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heartfelt review, smash that like button on YouTube. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no space on Facebook for fun memes, and a link to our Patreon. Give us $1.
Yeah, they're in there.
You can find us on YouTube as BoomerX, or check your favorite podcasting service for BoomerRexTonight. We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcasts. Hit us up on Twitter at BoomerRexTonight. And if you Google BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, all links will lead you to us. We love y'all. We'll see you back here tomorrow night for more BoomerRexTonight.